I suddenly have really itchy balls. I'm sure you didn't want to hear that, but still. We'll come over here, kill these jaguars. And basically this is a little side temple. The almost, if it was slightly longer, I would say... By the way, the music kicks ass here, doesn't it? Almost, I would say, if it was slightly longer, be like another split. Like, it would be like, if this was one of the earlier generation games, you'd have one level driving around on the motorbike, introducing the main puzzle. Then you'd realise you need to go off into like a big side area, and you'd have like a second level there. Then the third level would be you returning here and finally completing the puzzle. Then the fourth level is like in the start of the actual tomb, as it were, in, you know, Tomb Raider or whatever it is, the catacomb or whatever. And then the final level, the fourth level, would in that like region of the world would be when you collect whatever artifact it is. And it feels like it's structured like that. It really does. It's kind of cool here in Mexico. So anyway, we got this big place here, scratching the balls, we're done. And there's this big gate here which is unfortunately locked, which sucks, but you will have noticed it earlier, and you probably thought I didn't notice it myself, but I did. Over here, there's a pole just leant against the thing. I think that's bad design too. That's finding a needle in a haystack. What if you didn't see that pole? How long would it take you to find it? Bit of a pain in the ass. Anyway, if you take it, you can also pick up a health kit here, apparently, but not while you're holding it. Man, that's so clunky, Jesus. Thank you very much. Clunky Jesus. Also, that's crazy. This is why this game's so weird. Look, she's got all these like animations for picking shit up and stuff. It's like, why have you added that all to the game, but not more important stuff like letting her just jump in a reasonable way? Place it into this one on the right, not the one on the... No, sorry, this one on the left, not the one on the right. I don't know why you'd ever want to place it in there. I think it's just to throw people off. If you do that, you can actually begin to climb, scale the area. It looks very cool here. The backgrounds look awesome. I've been listening a lot to the Rooster Teeth podcast lately. And I've been listening on the way to work and that. I usually listen to it like on the Wednesday whenever it comes out or whatever. But on the way to work I've decided that I want to just start listening to it while it's... by the way, you can't jump off on the right here. You see that ledge? It looks like you almost can. No, you're supposed to jump backwards. Anyway, I've been listening to it a lot lately, but I kind of went back to the earlier ones. So it's like 3 years old or whatever, the earlier ones. And at the moment all they're talking about is Uncharted, as they play like Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2 comes out. And they're all just going on about it so much. And I think that's about the time Underworld came out as well, and it's just making me want to LP Uncharted so much more. Really, next time I get paid for work, I won't have to spend such a massive lump sum on like driving lessons. So, with any luck, I can actually spend that money on a capture card, and I'm really thinking of it, guys. I'm thinking Uncharted could be the next thing we do. I think that would be really, really cool, and it would probably be blind as well, so it might be a little bit frustrating. I don't know. Especially considering I've never really played PS3 games, but hey, it's just a different controller, it should be fine. But yeah, I'm really excited about Uncharted, and Uncharted 3 apparently was really good, but because it didn't like reinvent the wheel, everyone like was considering it a bit of a flop, and I don't know whether that's fair. I get a little bit annoyed with now people are constantly expecting all games to reinvent the wheel, and I think that it might sound a bit funny or ironic coming from me being a kind of a big fan of Guild Wars 2, but really, it's like, I used to like so many games that were very much the same with every iteration, but so many people get so much shit from it now if they ever do that. Like the Ratchet and Clank series. Like, I love the Ratchet and Clank series. They were such good games. They didn't change that much between different ones. They just gave me a different storyline, different places to go, and different weapons. But the core concept was the same, and that was a lot of fun. And I almost feel like Uncharted 3, people are saying it like flopped or whatever, or it was like, oh, it wasn't even that good, just because it was very similar to Uncharted 2. But for what it is, as far as I'm aware, it was still a very good game. I think that's a shame that the success of an original game can mar the success of a sequel to it, even though it's every bit as good as the original. I think, nostalgia clouds people's vision and stuff like that as well from time to time, but it sucks. It really does. So anyway, I've been thinking a bit about Uncharted, especially as them lot all in that podcast keep talking about it, and yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I want to play it. I really do. I love the graphics, like physics in this game though. What just happened there? Very cool. Not just like knocking the thing off, but everything about it. Don't try and drop off into this hole any other way except from over there and knock yourself down, because you'll Lara for some reason can't grab it. You know how she is, and it's very clunky and you'll end up dying. But basically what you want to do is... I can never easily remember. Oh yeah, this is dodgy as hell. I don't know if you're supposed to do it this way, but drop down. And yeah, there you go, down there, like that. Curl around the side. This, by the way, is all of this that I've been playing. This is what I'd consider kind of the side area. Down to the bottom, there you go, easy. That's actually the block we knocked off, which is kind of cool. I like that it actually stays down here. And up here you will find an item. This time though, you'll see it's a skull and not like a what was that? A monkey? A jaguar? Jaguar head? It's not one of those. It's a skull. If you remember though, there was a skull at the one we were at earlier, but it was already there. So they kind of changed things up a little bit there, I suppose, which is kind of cool. I like this bit though because the old Tomb Raider games, it was all about just finding items and you'd have no idea where the item was supposed to go. But you never really get that in the newest generation. I think I just miss Lara being like, no, no, all the time. That was so cool. Like, you'd have like a bronze key, a silver key. Like, I remember Tomb Raider 2, the Wreck of the Mary Adora. My God, there were so many like keys and crap that you'd get in your inventory during those levels, just full of items. But you'd never know what any of them were for, and all the key slots would look, you know, pretty similar, and you just wouldn't know what was supposed to go in where. And in some ways, I think if you did that with a game now, it'd be like, well, what are you doing? This is terrible design. But still, it's something that I miss about Tomb Raider. So I quite like that about this level, that you've got to go collect those items. And even though they give you that item early in the level before you have any possible idea of what it could be for, and you don't even get a really good indication when you're there at what it's for, I still kind of like it. Honestly, I kind of do. I bitch, but it's still pretty fun. Anyway, to climb out, it's a bit of a long, convoluted process here. But if you just go with your instinct, jump to where it looks most obvious, you should be fine. Again, she can't climb on that for whatever reason. And this whole section here, she can't seem to make a single jump without, you know, freaking out and her hands going all over the place. I don't know whether that's because there's some kind of water mechanic, or there's some kind of hidden mechanic, kind of similar to what they did in Angel of Darkness, where the longer she's grappling onto something, the more like her stamina goes or whatever, and then that like causes an issue for her grabbing things. I don't know whether that's going on or what. Someone blew my mind though. Oh, that makes me actually regret, now that I remember this, regret not doing this properly, getting the relic. Someone blew my mind in the comments, because I, honest to God, had no idea about this. And I take back a little bit of what I've been saying about secrets in this game. Relics, when you pick up every single relic you get in this game, actually increases your maximum health. Did you know that? Wow. Whoa. That literally made my head explode, so thank you to whoever said that to me. That was crazy. So the relics are actually useful for something, I suppose. There is a reason to go for them, which is far more than I thought there was in the game. Really, I mean, Legend had a great system for its secrets and stuff, with all the costumes and that. It was only cosmetic things, sure, and well, secret and cheats as well, actually, that were there too. So they had a really good system, but Underworld just didn't seem to have any of that. Well, at least it's got that with the maximum health, so that's kind of cool. I wonder if picking up all the treasure now gives you something, like if you've got all 50 treasure from a level, if it does something in particular. I just miss old games where they'd be like, you get everything on every level, and now you've actually unlocked something awesome and new. Like Crash Bandicoot. Was I just talking about Crash Bandicoot earlier? I think I was. Anyway, in Crash Bandicoot, like 3, I remember if you got enough of the gems and secrets and awards and stuff like that, eventually it would unlock like a whole new section of the game, and like you get like all these extra levels in this hidden secret zone. It was fucking awesome. You never get that anymore. It's too expensive making games, and people don't want to create content that, you know, casual players are going to miss. And sadly, most of us are casual players. You know, casual players get so much stick, but at the end of the day, you've been a casual player for every single game you've ever played that you didn't get super into. And there's going to be far more games like that in your life than there are the ones that you get totally absorbed in. And getting totally absorbed into every single game you play isn't necessarily a good trait to have, might I add. Especially considering you can get like tunnel vision if you've been playing one game too much. Hell, I know that much at the very least. Anyway, so there's some guys up here who we're going to shoot. Now, just to describe where we've been going. Now we're going to that other side, obviously, because now we've got the item, we can finish off the big puzzle in the middle. Again, as I said though, if you didn't realise you could put the head on that thing before, or you come to this area not 100% sure what's going on. You've been to all these different places, you've got another item now, you don't even know where the first item was meant to be for. There's all this stuff going on, and you're not 100% sure what's going on, and you will hit a dead end after this section that I'm at now. Look at Lara there, shooting two things like a boss. That you will hit a dead end after this section here, where you're like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? Until you finally realise that stupid little quirk. Anyway, so we've got this block here, and this pole here. Grab the pole, if only to move it out of the way. Actually, can you push the block while carrying the pole? No, you can't. Typical. So yeah, you get the pole. You want to throw that over that way, or put it on the floor, or whatever. See, it's so clunky getting rid of stuff as well. Like, why did I have to press B twice there? Push the block, nice and heavy. Go for it, Lara. Oh, the other thing is, don't push the block too close. Pull it back a bit. There you go. That's fine. Right, now pick up the pole, jump on top of the block, and oh no! Don't make me look like an idiot. No. Okay, no. We need to have the block closed. See, this is bad. This is bad design as well. God, I'm being such a little whiny bitch today. But look. This is so stupid. Why do I have to push the block all the way over to get it in the wall, and then she's crazy about getting on it anyway, and then like the block just messes it up anyway. What you need to do is now pull the block back so that you can hang from that, thus pulling down the crazy mechanism that was within the thing and opening the gate. There you go. And then it will close as soon as you get off. That was stupid and clunky. Dive through, out. Laura, you alright? There we go. That's really not as hard as I just made it look. And you'll be locked in. And yeah, now we get some cool music, I think. I can vaguely hear. There is something to say about me, actually. If I've been really loud, I think I'm going deaf. Oh, shit. I don't know, we shouldn't do this first. Hold on. We need to jump down here. Okay, we're just back around the side. Okay, another bit of bad design. What we're going to have to do in a minute is, once we've activated this puzzle, it's going to open a gate somewhere. Okay? It's very much like Venice from Tomb Raider 2. You do all this stuff in the level to open a way to get somewhere, and then you need to rush back through the level to get through it, right? The only way to do that is using this bike. But where the bike will, like, by, you know, just default end up, it's not where you need it to be. We're going to finish the puzzle, it's going to open a gate, and then we need to rush through the level, right? And we're going to drop down through that hole. If you don't have the bike waiting for you here, then you are not going to make it in time, because you can have to run around over here yourself, and it wastes too much time, and you'll fail. There's no way to know that until you've failed at least once. What's worse is... See, this is maybe a bit too much to explain a bit too soon, but it's really bad. There's something even worse than that, so just bear that in mind. Get the bike ready when you're going to do this, okay? But yeah, anyway, Laura, up you get. There you go. Jesus, this is so crazy. What are you doing? There we go. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going deaf. I'm going deaf. There you go, guys. Basically, I've had a bit. I've never really been one to have these, but I have every now and then in my life. I have ear infections. By the way, oh yeah, okay, a bit more bad design. So now we've got the head here. Remember, if you didn't know that you could put the head on it, how the hell are you supposed to know that you could do anything here as well? Especially if you didn't know to get that skull first. So, but you can, if you get the skull, then that will randomly pop up out of nowhere. You've got the thing, everything's unlocked, and then it's exactly the same on this side as it was the other side. They don't mix it up, they don't make it slightly different, it's exactly the same, which kind of sucks as well. But so spin it around until it's there and there and there, as I explained before, and you'll be done. So yeah, anyway, I got a bit of an ear infection, starting about, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday. I think it's because I've been listening to my phone, like headphones, quite a lot, in-ear headphones, which I've never really used a lot before. It might be that. Anyway, my left ear, it's kind of screwed things up, and it's just stuck. It's stuck there like that. And now, you know how when you've just been underwater, you've dunked your head underwater, and your ear feels clogged? That's what everything's like for me all the time now, and everything sounds distant and a bit hollow out of my left ear. My right ear is fine. I can click outside my left ear and it sounds fine, but if I click outside my right ear, I can barely hear it. It's so bad. So yeah, it's really weird talking. One of the days I was doing Guild Wars 2 daily, like I kept getting thrown off constantly. It was like, I think the video ended up like 13 minutes long, but the actual recording was about half an hour's worth of stuff, just because I was screwing stuff up so much because I was so thrown off by the fact that I couldn't quite hear what I was saying myself. I don't know, it was really weird. Anyway, so once you've opened both of these sides, this extra platform will come down here. Some things will rise up out of it. All these skulls and stuff. I really like the Mayan architecture they do here, by the way. And these things will come up as well, and like fold all the way up, and reveal to be like dragon heads breathing fire. Okay? Now, these pillars that are breathing fire will slowly be collapsing in. First time you play, you might even be tempted to look over the edge to see what's going on. The music, though, should be cue enough to let you know you've only got a short amount of time to get there. So, I'm not even going to have a look. But if you stood there and watched, you'd see all of the, like, fires be going down, and then, eventually the door would shut. So anyway, if you've got your bike set up, you can get straight on it and then just start sprinting back there as fast as you possibly can, or driving back there as fast as you possibly can. Careful of the gaps. Now here's the other thing that will fuck you up, right? You won't make it if the bike's in the wrong place. So you'll speed there, the door will close, and then you'll be like, shit, I've got to go and reopen the portal. So what's your first instinct to reopen the portal? What is your first instinct to reopen this door? Well, you're going to go back to the place you just came from, right? Well, at least that's what I did. So I went back to where I came from, but it turns out it's not even there you have to go. You have to go back to the original half to reopen the whole door. So it's just this ridiculous thing where you keep backtracking, going backwards and forwards, because of stupid little decisions that the developers made. Anyway, we're inside.
The place of fear.
We're at the place of fear.
It's definitely Xibalba, the Mayan land of the dead.
So again, another like Underworld or place of the dead. Another journal entry unlocked, and we've had a couple since I last read, so let's have a look. By the way, this is now where I'd consider like level 1 in the old generations would be there. It'd be like entering, and you'd have this big thing to enter. Then you've kind of got the next level. You've just entered the tomb, and then you have a level after that, which is deep in the tomb kind of thing. And it does follow the same thing. Anyway, right. So, Mexico expedition, we already did poachers. This area is the most rural and lawless region of Mexico, remote enough that some of its farmers do not even speak Spanish but Mayan, far enough away that heavily armed men have moved in to poach the protected black panthers, or more precisely, melanistic jaguars. The poachers have dug pit traps and must drive panthers here from throughout the surrounding area, unaware that the scattered ancient ruins here are only a hint of what lies beneath. I think that's kind of cool, actually, that they do. I think this generation's been quite good with that, justifying the crazy, weird stuff. So there's massive pits and things. There's an actual. There you go. That's the reason why the poachers set up. That's kind of cool. The Mayan Bull Court. By the way, on my test run playing through this, I didn't read any of these. This is the first time I'm reading them since my first time going through the game, which should be quite cool. So I've forgotten basically all of it. Mayan Bull Court. The rules of the game played on these ancient ball courts are lost to history, but it's believed that it was played frequently and sometimes for high stakes, as the losing team was sacrificed to the gods. It is of particular interest to me, as it was believed that the Mayan underworld of Xibala, she just said Xibala, did she say? Was underneath a ball court. This is really, really kind of cool for me, because did any of you ever see the film The Road to El Dorado? A Disney film? It's like an animated film. Well, I think it was Disney anyway. It was incredible. That's to this day, that's one of my favourite animated films of all time. I fucking love that film. Anyway, they play that ball game on that, and it's really cool. Mayan calendar. And Elton John does the soundtrack. It's amazing. Everything about it's great. Long live Elton John. Anyway, the mayor had many calendars for various purposes. The solar calendar. Wait, did we actually find one of those ball courts then? I suppose we must have. The mayor had many calendars for various purposes. The solar calendar consisted of 18 months of 20 days each, which left 5 extra days to fill out the 365 tropical year. That's kind of cool. So 18 months. Wow. Names of these months varied greatly over time and distance, but the 5 extra days were known as the unnamed days. These days were feared because it was believed that the gates to the underworld would open during this time. And that's kind of the theme of what we just did with that puzzle, which I think is really cool. Xibala, the place of fear. It's unclear whether this was thought to be a supernatural afterlife or a city of people who worship death. Commonly believed to have been in Guatemala, it appears Xibala is farther to the northwest than previously thought. If the pattern of Thor's artifacts giving rise to local underworld myths holds, then I might find things akin to the thrall tigers my father brought back from Bogvati, Thailand, which we'll see. I guess you can probably imagine. Anyway, so there we go. We're down here. You'll find a lever here. Very interesting. You can pull it. Doesn't seem to do anything though. There's a statue on the left of it, and then one without a head on the right, which is interesting. You can probably tell what's going on with that. Our bike's still here, which is interesting, actually. Easy to just walk past and miss. In fact, since you're in a team, you might think, right, vehicle's over, and you'll be like, okay, fine, we'll go on down. In fact, you walk through the door, get a nice little checkpoint sound, and might think, right, yeah, that's the way we've got to go. Get on your bike. Apparently, they decided that this would be a cool thing. For this tomb, we get to continue driving around. So you want to stay on your bike, otherwise you're going to hit a dead end when you get down here soon enough. Come around here, there's pots all over the place. So yes, they're encouraging you to be on your bike, but they're also trying to make you walk through it as well at the same time. Fantastic. Thanks very much, Crystal Dynamics. Come down here, you'll find a ramp. A poacher ramp, I suppose, which they don't really explain. There's some poles and stuff which will be used later. Don't worry about it for now. Just drive over, and here you will find a pit. So we need to figure out how to raise those kind of drawbridges. Well, you might expect actually first get yourself a health kit, because like me, you'll definitely be on very low health, because there's no way you're better than the game than me. Come over here, climb on top of the pole. I love it when they make you wall jump. I love it when oh shit. If Lara actually does it. I love it when they make you do this though. Come on, Lara, you go. Good girl. There we go. I didn't want you to do that. I pressed A to make you climb on top, but fine. If you refuse to, if that's the way it must be. Yeah, wall jump up there, and then she'll grab onto that. I think if you were fast enough, you could just like immediately swing over here, but whatever. Come down here, and this mysteriously falls down, which is interesting. Stay on though, because you might poo yourself a little bit, as I did earlier. Because over there we've got some friends. Hello. Yeah, I mentioned giant spiders earlier. This level's full of giant spiders that shit themselves when you shoot at them, and the AI has got no conceivable way of getting to you. Now the scary thing about that spider that I just killed is on my test run. Oh my god. Oh, it is there. Jesus. Yeah, on my test run, that one fell